Good morning, my dear students. In today's live class, we were started the third chapter in biology, that is cell structure and functions. So we know that in our surroundings there are living organisms are present and also non-living things are there. The living organisms include plants, animals, human beings and all, and non-living things include the soil, water, air, etc. We know that the living things carry out different functions in their body, but non-living things did not have such kind of functions. The main thing about a living organism is their body is made up of certain microscopic units called cell. So cell is the fundamental unit of life of all living organisms. So all living organisms are made up of cell, and in this chapter we are going to study about cell in detail. First we can discuss about the discovery of cell and its history. Cell is discovered by the scientist Robert Hooke in 1665. He observed the cork which is obtained from the slice of bark of trees, and he observed that under the self-designed crude microscope, and he obtained certain compartment like structures while he observed that slice of cork. And that compartment it looks like a honeycomb, and he named that compartment as cell. And in Latin, the cell means little room. Okay, and the cell, which is discovered by the Robert Hooke, is a dead wall of cork cell, and it did not contain any living thing inside it. It is only a dead walls of cork slice. Okay, and after 150 years, after many years, there is no much discovery about the cell and all. And after the invention of a compound microscope, the detailing and functions of cells are then discovered. Okay, and the cells can be discovered under the microscope. We cannot see it with our naked eye. So there are different types of microscopes are there, like simple microscope, compound microscopes and electron microscopes. Compound microscopes are used to observe the tiny particles which is having a magnifying power 100 to 1500 times. And it contains glass lenses and a visible light source. And about electron microscope, it is a advanced type of microscope, and that can be used to study the detailing of cell and its internal structure. Okay, and the magnifying power is about 1 lakh to 5 lakh times. So it is very sophisticated and advanced than the compound microscope. And instead of the glass lenses present in the compound microscope, the electron microscope contains certain electromagnets, and also the beam of electrons are there in an electron microscope. Okay, and the next thing that we have discussed was staining. About staining, we know that cells are colorless and it is transparent. We cannot see it through a microscope properly. So in order to see it properly and in a detailed manner, we just used certain stains for stain them, for giving colors to these cells. In order to observe it in more detail, we use different stains for them. The most commonly used stains are safranin, eosin, methylene blue and crystal violet. Okay, and the next thing is about different types of organism based on the number of cells. We know that there are unicellular organisms are there and multicellular organisms are there. Unicellular organisms contain a single cell, and the examples are amoeba, euglena, paramecium, yeast, then bacteria, etc. And the single cell in that unicellular organism perform the complete functions like respiration, digestion, absorption, reproduction. All these functions are carried out by a single cell in unicellular organisms. For example, in the case of amoeba, the entire functions like respiration, digestion, absorption, excretion, all these are performed by that single cell in amoeba. And coming to multicellular organisms, they are having many cells, and each cells will be performing different functions too. Okay, and but in multicellular organisms itself, they are also differentiated from a single cell. We know that after fertilization, the zygote is formed. Zygote is a single cell, and by the division and differentiation of that single cell called zygote, the new cells, different types of cells are formed. And in the case of multicellular organisms, there occurs a division of labor, which means that different parts of the body perform different functions, or they are assigned with different functions. For example, the heart pumps the blood, then the muscles and bones helping in the movement of body. Then the stomach perform the digestion of food. Like that, the different parts of body are assigned with the different functions. That is why it is said that the division of labor is present in multicellular organisms. Then coming to the levels of organization, we know that the basic fundamental unit of all living organisms are cells. And a group of cells that are having a specific functions joined together to form tissues. And different tissues are joined together to form organs. And organs, all the organs work together to perform a particular function, forming an organ system. For example, the digestive system contains different organs like buccal cavity, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, anus. Like different organs combine together to perform a specific life function called the organ system. And this organ system, different organ systems make up a living organism. Or different organ systems are constituting a organism. Okay, so these are the things that are discussed in today's class. The rest of the portion we can discuss in our next class. Thank you.